In a house in the middle of the forest, there was a good boy named Noor who lived with his sick mother. His father died early, so he was the only one who could take care of his mother who had been ill. One night when he was about to feed his mother, he found out that she had left him. Despite his sadness of living alone, he continued to work hard and strived in his life. One day, he remembered what his father used to tell him before he went to sleep. So at night, he took the book again and it was about the adventurer. While reading the story, he remembered his mother's advice to live his life according to his wishes. That was when he decided to become an adventurer, and the next morning, he left to go to the royal capital of the Clay's kingdom. He immediately looked for the Adventurers Guild, but he was told that he could not register until he got a skill. Fortunately, there were training schools in the royal capital where he could train to acquire new skills. First, he entered the training school for swordsmen. But after several months of training, he still failed to produce the required skills. So their master, named Sig, decided to advise him to transfer to another training school where he might fit in and acquire the needed skills. The next thing he tried was becoming a warrior, but his efforts were not enough. Even in the training school of hunter, thief, magician and cleric had the same results. For this reason, the guild master could not help him either, and Noor was sad and decided to go home. But after he visited his parents' graves, he once again became motivated to pursue his dream of becoming an adventurer. He continued his training in the hope that he would become even stronger. 3 years had passed and he could see that he had gotten stronger, but he still had not acquired any new skills. He still pushed himself to do well in his training until he was able to block 1,000 wooden swords. But he once again failed to acquire new skills. One day, he reappeared to try to re-register to the guild. But unfortunately, the receptionist still did not allow him after seeing his skills. The guild master came out after a few moments, and even though 14 years had passed since they last met, he still recognized Noor. He was told about the different levels of an adventurer, and the guild master frankly told him that he did not fit even in rank E because he had no useful skills. But he could still register as an adventurer and could be included in rank F. Another problem was that he could not take any quests, and the only thing he could do was to help the people inside the city. Since Noor wanted to be an adventurer, he still agreed to it. Because of this, he was given a license which made him very happy. He did not waste any more time and immediately started working. The skills that he had was so helpful to him that he could perform his jobs well. Until one day while the construction guild boss was talking to him, he noticed something glowing in the cave and heard someone asking for help, so he immediately went there. When he arrived, he saw a demon, the soldiers of the royal capital and Princess Lin. The soldiers tried to fight the enemy but could not do anything because of its great strength. When the demon was about to kill Lin, Noor acted quickly to save her. He bravely fought the enemy, so Lin would have a chance to run out. Since Lin could not stand and leave, the demon aimed at her again, which Noor quickly intercepted. Until he got a chance to attack and get rid of the demon. Lin thanked him for saving her, and she tried to ask for his name but Noor did not say it and left. From that experience, Noor thought that he needed to train harder. After Lin talked to her brother, Prince Rain immediately thought that the sudden appearance of a demon was not a coincidence and someone probably summoned it. Based on the investigation of Darkin, the ring they found on the corpse of a merchant who was also in the cave had something to do with it, and when Okan examined it, it had a magic stone which was suspected to be from the Magic Empire. Rain was not even surprised by this because he had known for a long time that the enemy was really trying to piss them off so they would start the war. As for the person who saved Princess Lin's life, Darkin tried to order the secret corps to follow Noor, but he suddenly disappeared. The next day when Noor came to the guild master was surprised to see him because he thought that Noor was also among the victims of the demon the other night. Noor only thought that the one he fought that night was a big cow, and had no idea that this was the demon the guild master was referring to. Just a few moments later, Lin, who had been looking for him, suddenly appeared. The guild master and even the other adventurers could not believe a princess would appear there. Lin decided that they should talk outside, and since Noor did not know that Lin was a princess, the guild master advised her to come along so he would not make another mistake when they were outside. Lin thanked Noor again for saving her life. She wanted to give him a reward, but Noor did not want to accept any because he does not need it. However, Lin still wanted to take him to the palace because her father wanted to see the man who saved her. He was about to refuse, but he just remembered his past, so he agreed to come along. When they entered the palace, that was when Lin told him her name. They met Lin's personal bodyguard, named Ines. Even though Lin already told her that Noor saved her life, Ines still did not let her guard down. She went with them to see the king, and they also met the captain of the Spearman Corps, named Gilbert. Ines decided to let him come too because she thought it would be better if there were two of them to watch over Lin. At that time, King Clays was with Prince Rain, and they were talking about the actions the Magic Empire was taking against them. During their last meeting, Emperor Daridas of Magic Empire had already warned them after they refused what he demanded. After a while, Noor and the others entered the king's hall. When King Clays found out that Noor was the one who helped Princess Lin, the king immediately approached Noor to thank him. Similar to what Lin said earlier, the king also wanted to give Noor a reward, but Noor once again rejected it. For this reason, the king decided to grant him the Black Blade. Prince Rain knew how important it was to his father, but King Clays said that he would rather have someone to use it than just be a decoration on the throne. When Noor held it, he did not expect that it was so heavy. He decided to just accept it, and when he tried the weapon, they were all surprised by the powerful force it released. While he was walking out of the palace, Ines called him. She wanted to apologize for her behavior earlier and said that she just wanted to protect Lin and the entire Clays family. Then she also introduced herself and informed him of her position in the kingdom. After she left, Gilbert approached him because he wanted to challenge him into a duel. He was taken to the training ground by the soldiers, and they decided to perform their duel in this area. Noor was thinking that this was his chance to fight someone stronger than him. When they started, Gilbert attacked first, but Noor could easily avoid each of his attacks. Although the movements that Gilbert showed were amazing, Noor still wondered why it seemed so slow. He thought that Gilbert might be just controlling himself, so Noor told him not to hold back. Because of this, Gilbert sped up his attacks, but Noor was still able to avoid them. At this time, Gilbert was already wondering why he could not hit Noor. So he decided to use his strongest attack called Drag Rave. He thought that he had injured Noor, but he was surprised that Noor managed to avoid it too. Then Noor decided to give up so Gilbert would be the winner in the duel. After Noor left, Gilbert reminisced about the times when he was not yet a member of the Royal Knights. In his desire to find strong opponents, he participated in every tournament. Until one day, he was advised to return to the royal capital because the strongest warriors would join the royal corps and he might face a strong opponent. He followed this advice, but what he expected did not happen because no one could match his strength. So for the first time, he felt defeated after Noor managed to avoid his drag rave. He thought that Noor was just worried about the possibility that he might be embarrassed in front of his colleagues, so he chose to give up. Until he noticed the cracks on the floor, so he wondered when it happened. After work, Noor decided to rest in the forest. While he was thinking about the possible uses of his new sword, Lin suddenly arrived. She asked him for a favor if he could possibly make her his assistant or apprentice. He immediately refused her because he knew he had nothing to teach her. However, Lin believed that she could help him a lot, and to make Noor believe her, she decided to show her skills. But after she did this, she only proved to him that he really had nothing to teach her, so he still refused her request. Lin still did not get what Noor meant, and every time he tried to explain everything, it only became more complicated. Noor decided to show Lin his tiny flame, which in turn surprised Lin. It was even brighter than what she had seen from Okan, so she thought that Noor was not just an ordinary adventurer. After what she witnessed, she told herself that she was still too weak. In order for her to help his brother in the future, she needed to get stronger, so she decided to meet Noor again. This time she did not insist on making her his apprentice, but she would still go with him wherever he goes until he accepted her. Since King Clays gave Noor a black blade, it still could not get off of Rain's mind why their father did this. The king got this sword when they were still adventurers with the Sovereign's Six. Since then, it had not been determined what kind of material it was made of. Due to its extreme durability, it was also known as the unbreakable blade. Rain thought that their father might have seen something in Noor and that he might be their secret weapon in the future. Noor and Lin went to the guild together, so the guild master asked him why the princess was with him. They came to get a job for two people, and since Lin was B-rank adventurer, the guild master agreed to let them take the goblin hunting job. Noor could not believe that he could finally do the job of a true adventurer. Since Lin had no problem with it, they decided to take the job. After showing to them the exact location of their destination, they immediately walked towards it. While they were walking in the forest of beasts, Noor asked Lin for some ideas about goblins. She told him a lot of things that she knew about this creature, and she impressed Noor. After a while, they saw a floating goblin, so Lin quickly used the uncover. Then they saw the bigger goblin, which was known as the Goblin Emperor. Noor noticed that Lin was shaking with fear, so he encouraged her to fight. When the Goblin Emperor attacked, Noor repeatedly blocked each of its attacks until Lin had a chance to attack the enemy. Unfortunately, the Goblin Emperor could move so fast that it just dodged Lin's attacks. Due to the rapid healing of the Goblin Emperor's wounds, Lin noticed the mana stone on its forehead. She thought that they had to remove it first so they could defeat the creature. Noor told Lin to use the wind blast on his back, then he used the black blade so her attack would not hit him directly. He also used his skills to avoid the attacks thrown at him by the Goblin Emperor. The Goblin Emperor even tried to stop him, but it was useless from the strength of Noor, who successfully removed the mana stone. Noor asked Lin to end the creature's life in the fastest way. Lin used the Hell Flare, which immediately killed the Goblin Emperor's life. When Rain's men got the mana stone, they were sure that the Magic Empire had something to do with it. After receiving the reports of the past 3 months, he again assigned his men to continue investigating in different areas. When Noor and Lin returned to the guild to hopefully get the reward, they remembered that they needed the right ear of the goblin as evidence. Since Lin burned the Goblin Emperor, they had no evidence to show to the guild master. After Rain read the reports of the investigation, he immediately sent men to the said areas and summoned the Sovereign Six. He did not expect that the Magic Empire was this desperate to subvert their kingdom to steal the dungeon's resources from them. Meanwhile, Noor and Lin were celebrating the first quest they completed because the guild master paid them even though they had no proof to show. After Lin ate, Rain suddenly arrived, who had been looking for them for a while. He pleaded with Noor that he and Lin should go to a city located in the mountain district the next day. The map was shown to them and the road that they were going to take, but Lin knew that her older brother was hiding something from them. Rain also talked to Ines to go with Noor because she was the only one he could trust for Lin's safety. If they received news of the fall of the kingdom, Lin had to take them to the holy theocracy of Mitra. The next morning while they were on the road, Lin could not help but worry that something bad might happen. After some time, they decided to rest first. It was here that Ines took the opportunity to apologize to Noor for the problem they caused on him. Since Noor did not know anything, he just thought that they were just on a simple trip. He also noticed that Ines did not seem okay, and that was when Ines decided to show her divine shield. Noor was amazed at this, but this was the reason why she was not able to live like the ordinary children. Years ago, she had a friend who was injured because of her power. For this reason, everyone started to look at her differently. The other members of the Sovereign Six decided to train her because they could see potential in her power. As she continued to do her training, she could not return to her normal life until she became a member of the Royal Knights. One day while they were fighting many monsters, Dandalk suddenly said that it would have been better if Noor was with them. She did not expect that her master would still think about someone else even though she was with him. This was the reason why she felt uneasy after she heard Noor's name. Despite the envy she felt towards Noor, she did not let this feeling swallow her because what's more important to her was to protect Lin. Meanwhile, the monsters sent by the Magic Empire were currently attacking people on the different sides of the kingdom. Fortunately, the Sovereign Six acted quickly to protect the civilians. As the journey continued, Noor noticed something in the rice field as if something was approaching. When they check on it, Ines immediately used the uncover to see what it was. It turned out to be a black death dragon that immediately attacked the child near it. Noor did not hesitate to take his sword to save the child. While Noor was fighting the monster, Ines realized that the child was a demon folk. They were demi-humans with the special ability to control monsters. But the child probably lost control of the Black Death Dragon when he was surprised by the uncover. However, it was clear that his mission was to bring the monster to their kingdom. After a while, the monster released a smoke and it turned out to be a poison. Lin was about to help Noor, but Ines just stopped her. When the monster released poison again, Ines quickly used her divine shield. She thought that Noor had no hope of surviving, but she was surprised to see him exchanging attacks with the Black Death Dragon. Noor also put a low heal on the child so that he would not be affected by the poison. But due to the large amount of poison he was inhaling, his body weakened. He remembered again the days when he was a child where he first ate a plant that turned out to be poisonous. Even though he felt so bad, he still insisted on training. Until one day he was surprised when he suddenly felt better. He picked more plants again, but this time, a poisonous snake bit him. Although he was also poisoned by it, he quickly recovered. He tried to eat the snake and could not believe that it was delicious. That was when he began to eat other poisonous animals, causing his resistance to various types of poison to become stronger. So even if he got poisoned by the Black Death Dragon, he still recovered quickly after a few minutes. The child was stunned that Noor could keep up with the Black Death Dragon even if he was alone. Just a few moments later, the Black Death Dragon prepared to spew poison again. But Noor did not allow it anymore and attacked the creature. He stopped it from releasing it to the air, causing the poison to explode inside its body. He approached the child, and the boy also admitted his mission to bring the Black Death Dragon to the Kingdom of Clays. Noor was surprised because he thought that the boy would just sell the Black Death Dragon. He thought that he was hiding the Black Death Dragon for his safety. Noor apologized and promised the child that he would pay for it. When he asked the boy how he brought the Black Death Dragon, he said that he was a demon folk. The child thought that Noor would be afraid of him, but he was surprised that Noor was just amazed at his power. Noor was thinking that if only he had this power, he would surely make his work easier. When Lin and Ines approached him, they were surprised after seeing Noor's condition. Lin knew that Noor had just inhaled worse than poison because it was already a miasma. She suddenly remembered Instructor Sane's sacred spirit that Noor might have used. But Sane spent 40 years before he mastered it, while Noor managed to learn it quickly. Noor wanted to take the child with them in the carriage, but Lin knew it was not possible because the demon folk were not allowed where they were going. The holy theocracy of Mitra would possibly consider them enemies if they do this. The boy introduced himself by the name Rollo, and it became clear to them that he was ordered to bring the Black Death Dragon to their kingdom. They tried to find out who ordered him, but the child did not know who the person was. He also said that he did not know the way back to where he came from because his eyes were covered when he was brought in that place. Suddenly, a man appeared to them and they found out that he came for Rollo. The man quickly attacked Rollo, but Noor acted to block the man. He continued to do this, however, Noor still managed to block these attacks. Their movements were so fast that Lin could hardly see them. Ines was also forced to use her divine shield to ensure Lin's safety. Based on the man's appearance, she was sure that he was the well-known dead man Zadu, a former S-rank adventurer. She learned about it from the members of the Sovereign Six. Although he was an adventurer, he still accepted jobs similar to the assassination of normal people. For this reason, the other guilds had suggested that he be stripped of his adventurer's license. However, they could not deny that he was a great help when it comes to fighting powerful monsters, causing the divided opinions among the guild representatives. After this adventurer destroyed the entire kingdom, he became the target of other adventurers, causing the number of victims to increase. To stop this, the guild released an information that he had been successfully killed, and this was the reason why he was called Dead Man Zadu. Zadu could not believe that even his dagger, which was made of mithril, was damaged by Noor's sword. Because of this, he used his damaged weapon to create many silver crosses. There were too many of them that Noor could not block them all while he was also protecting Rollo. Ines felt pity on Noor's condition, so she asked Lin for permission if she could leave her for a while because she would help Noor. Lin did not think twice about allowing her, so Ines quickly used her divine shield to block the silver crosses. She told Noor that she would take care of the defense, and he would do the offense. When Noor saw the claws and fangs of the Black Death Dragon, he thought of a plan. He used it with his stone throw to consume the silver crosses. Zadu took the opportunity to attack Ines, but Noor managed to block it. Zadu could not believe that even his dagger, which was made of adamantite, was also damaged. So he decided to retreat first, but he told them that he knew there would be a party in the royal capital. Ines tried to find out other details, but Zadu did not give other information about it. After Zadu left, Lin wondered what Zadu was talking about. So Noor suggested that it would be better if they returned to the royal capital. But Rollo warned them not to return to the royal capital because he also knew something. He said that he heard from the gossip that a huge dragon that could destroy the entire city would also be sent there. After hearing this, Lin demanded to return to the royal capital. Ines did not want to do it, but in the end, she gave in to Lin's request. Rollo decided to come with them because it was possible that a demon folk was also controlling the big dragon and he might be able to do something. Due to the cooperation of the soldiers with the Sovereign Six, the civilians were successfully evacuated to a safe place. Rain knew that more enemies were coming, but he was not sure where they would come from. He thought of the possibility that it might come from above, then he noticed something in the clouds. He immediately used the uncover and they were very surprised to see the huge dragon that Rain recognized as the Dragon of Calamity. So when Noor and the others got closer to the royal capital, they also saw it. Rain immediately ordered the immediate evacuation of civilians outside the royal capital. Unfortunately, the other opponents had also appeared, and the Sovereign Six was still busy. The king ordered Gilbert to prioritize evacuating the civilians because he still needed to do something. He confronted the dragon to give his subjects time to get out of the kingdom. But the dragon immediately used the dragon breath, so he decided to sacrifice himself with a blasting sword. While Lin was losing hope in the current situation of the royal capital, Noor marveled at the size of the dragon because it was the first time he saw this creature. He came up with an idea on how to get to the royal capital quickly, and this was to repeat what he and Lin did when they fought the Goblin Emperor. He was willing to do anything to save the kingdom because the citizens had helped him a lot as well as the king. To make the wind blast of Lin even stronger, Ines created a cylinder made of her divine shield. Lin also made it stronger, so that Noor would think that Lin would not just do an ordinary wind blast. The wind blast was so strong that Noor almost lost consciousness. Luckily, he was able to handle the pressure and was able to enter the royal capital. He went straight to where the dragon was, so before the king could use the blasting sword, he attacked the enemy. The dragon could not believe that a weak creature had just taken him down. When the creature got up, it immediately attacked Noor, but Noor only blocked it, causing the dragon to lose its balance again. When Lin and her companion entered the royal capital, they were hit by the collapsed parts of a building. Fortunately, Ennis was able to use his divine shield quickly. After a while, there were goblin emperors who slowly approached them. When they rushed towards them, Rollo quickly used his power to control the monsters. Because of this, Lin had the opportunity to attack with her Cositus, which was immediately followed by Ennis's attack using her divine sword. While Noor continued to block the dragon's attack, the dragon noticed that his claws were slowly being destroyed. The creature flew up in the sky to use the dragon breath again. But it also did not work on Noor, causing the dragon to get annoyed. It rushed again, but this time, Noor was able to remove one of its claws. That was when it calmed down and decided to surrender to Noor. When Lin and others approached, Noor thought that the reason the dragon calmed down was because Rollo controlled it. But Rollo immediately said that he was not doing anything to the dragon. Noor did not really understand the reason why the dragon calmed down, so he asked Rollo for a favor to order the dragon to return to its lair. Even though Ines clarified how dangerous the dragon was if they let it live, Noor still did not want to kill it. Because of this, Lin also begged Rollo to obey Noor. When Rollo did this, the dragon replied that he would only follow whatever his master ordered. They thought it was Rollo who was the recognized master of the dragon, but the dragon was referring to Noor. The dragon immediately left, but after a while, someone suddenly attacked it. It turned out that it was done by Deridas, who was currently stationed in the distance to attack the royal capital. Noor and the others immediately went to the dragon and saw that it had sustained a lot of damage. They also saw the army of the Magic Empire, and even Deridas also noticed them. When Deridas saw Ines, he thought that she was the reason why the royal capital did not suffer from much damage. He wants to take advantage of this opportunity to kill Ines, and wanted that another legend would die in their hands. Using the Bryanak, they targeted Ines, but it was quickly blocked by Noor. Derrida's men thought that they made a mistake in using the weapon because of the mana condensation process. Lynn told her companions that they should go back to meet her brother. This was the moment when Noor found out that the enemy was planning to destroy the Clay's kingdom. The Bryanak attacked again, so Ines used her divine shield. Noor told them that he would stay behind and face the enemies to give them time to leave. Lynn wanted to help Noor, so she positioned behind him. Noor thought that she would cast a defense magic, but the princess used the wind blast. For this reason, he quickly reached the enemy's location and they were not prepared when he attacked them. Noor rushed towards the enemies until the enemies lost their weapons, and even Derrida's was shocked by his speed. He also did not expect that Noor could destroy even the Bryanak. When Noor approached him, he noticed the black blade. He remembered that he saw it on the throne of King Clay's and he wanted to have it too. He wondered how Noor managed to handle it with just one hand, because King Clay's had to use both of his hands since it was so heavy. Out of fear, Derrida's immediately got on his horse and left his men behind. However, Noor suddenly felt strange because he reached his limit and was about to collapse. Fortunately, Mian came to help him, and she was not alone because Gilbert and Sig was there too. While Oaken and Sane were not far away and just watching the battle on the ground. After a while, Oaken also helped and Dandeld with his men came just in time. Oaken imprisoned the enemies, then Sane took his chance to help. Mian and the others noticed someone and recognized Noor in the battlefield. When the war was over, Lynn immediately healed Noor's wounds. Sane got an information from one of the commanding officers of Derrida's that there were no armies left in the Magic Empire. However, Derrida's managed to escape and on his way to the Magic Empire. They knew they would find it hard to follow the enemy unless they found a way to fly. Noor remembered the Dragon of Calamity and could be helpful if it was still alive. They immediately went to the creature, so Lynn healed it when they noticed that it was breathing. When Sane mentioned Noor's name, Oaken suddenly remembered him. After a few minutes, the Calamity Dragon moved and already in good condition. Using Rollo's ability, Noor asked help from the dragon and the creature agreed immediately. Lynn and the others decided to join the mission, and Noor did not expect that he had to come with them. He did not want to go because he has acrophobia. Sane also decided to join them because he had to watch over the dragon. Karoo said the same because he knew that they would need his concealment skill. After a while, King Clay's and Rain came, so Ines immediately apologized to the prince for not following his orders. The prince told her he would not punish her because his decision to send them to Mitral was a mistake. Prince Rain would also come with them and King Clay's assigned him to lead them, then he also begged Noor to protect his son and daughter. When the group left, Dandeld and Sig were glad that they had seen Noor again. They previously thought of sending Noor to the training, but they could not find him. After witnessing the changes in Noor, Sig realized a lot and would make sure to change things for the benefit of others. After a few hours, Noor and the others reached the territory of Magic Empire. They saw Derrida's crossing the steel bridge, and beyond that was the gate of the Magic Empire. At that moment, they were inside the enemy's territory, but the concealment effect would be removed once the enemy felt their presence. Despite that, Rain had no intention of letting Derrida's escape and prepare their armies. Ines volunteered to attack the defense unit of the Empire, so they would not have a problem once they had to leave. Rain agreed, so Ines started to attack and Karoo helped her. While they were busy, Noor was just sitting quietly because he had been feeling dizzy for a while. When Derrida's arrived at the palace, his officials were surprised by his appearance. Even before he said everything that happened, they saw the Dragon of Calamity. Derrida's could not believe that the creature was still alive, and that was when he remembered Sane. He immediately looked for Lude, who could control the dragon, but it turned out that he had already left the Magic Empire and was on his way to Serenza. Randius tried to calm down Derrida's, but he was ordered to think of a way to stop the Dragon of Calamity. After Randius left, Derrida's had the Karanos prepared even though it was still in the testing stage. His officers could do nothing but obey his orders. Noor suddenly woke up and saw the Karanos in front of them. Since they could not avoid it anymore, Noor quickly took the black blade and blocked it. However, the remnants from this attack scattered and destroyed different parts of the empire. Derrida's officials decided to leave him because they could not stand him anymore. A short time later, Randius entered with other members of the Circuit of 10 who chose to rebel against Derrida's. This was Randius's way of preventing them from being attacked and saving their empire. Noor suddenly fell in the palace itself, so he reached Derrida's location just in time. Randius and the others thought that he was Derrida's bodyguard, so they attacked Noor. No matter how he explained himself to them, they still attacked him. Fortunately, Rain and the others also came, so they calmed down. Rain asked Noor to go out with Lin because he had something to talk about with Derrida's. Derrida's thought that he was safe, but Rain already had a plan on what to do with him. Rain mentioned one by one the damages caused by the attack of Derrida's in the Clay's kingdom. In order for them to forgive Derrida's for his sins, he also needed to experience what the victims in Clay's kingdom had experienced. But no matter how bad the pain he would feel, they would make sure that he stay alive for the negotiation. The Circuit of 10 did not object to it, so Derrida's could not do anything else. A few hours later, Rain and the others came out when they finished negotiating with Derrida's. They found out that Derrida's was stepping down and that his grandson would replace him in the throne. But since the child was only 10 years old, the Circuit of 10 would have to guide the next ruler. The Circuit of 10 approached Noor to apologize for what they did earlier. They were also thankful because if Noor had not stopped them from killing Derrida's, the empire might have been result into civil war. They also promised that if Noor ever needed their help, he would definitely count on them. The dragon suddenly made a noise and according to Rollo, it said it wanted to go home. So they did not stay long and they returned to the Clay's kingdom. When they met King Clay's, Rain told him the good news that the war was over. King Clay's wanted to give Noor a reward, but again, Noor refused to accept it. But since it was impossible for him not to receive a reward, he just begged the king to let Rollo be allowed to live in the royal capital like a normal citizen. He also accepted the reward when he saved Lin, which was a house and land, because he wanted to give it to Rollo. King Clay's knew that Rollo was a demon folk, and they were considered enemies of Mitra. However, he still agreed to Noor's request and the child would temporarily live with Ines. The next morning, Noor went to the guild and luckily it was not completely destroyed. When he saw the signboard, he remembered again the day when he tried to register as an adventurer, and even the training he experienced in different training schools. He had no idea that after he left the royal capital, the Sovereign Six met to talk about him. They realized that if he was given more time, he would definitely be able to bring out his true potential. They agreed to look for Noor, but unfortunately, they could not find him. When he entered the guild, he saw the guild master who was busy cleaning. Noor learned from him that the construction guild boss had been looking for him for a while because they needed his help. He did not waste any more time and immediately helped to clean too. A few hours later, he met Lin, who was busy distributing food. Just then, his stomach started to growl, so Lin also gave him bread. This is end of the last episode of I Parry Everything Season 1. I hope you like it and give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss newly uploaded videos. Thank you for supporting this channel.